I'm Shell. Welcome to my channel where I'm losing weight using the Slimming World plan. I've had a lovely week this week and I hope you have too. It's been gorgeous, the weather has been nice. A little drop of rain would be nice now I think, but it has been really lovely. I wanted to start off this week with something I hadn't planned to say anything about, but I was watching a video by Leanne on the Fat Lass story. Absolutely brilliant channel, and she's lost over 10 stone now. And in a couple of videos ago she brought up the same problem that I've been having, and it started about a month ago, and I started getting a pain in my coccyx, which is your tailbone, and it just got progressively worse and worse and worse as it went on, and I didn't bang it or have an accident of any kind. So the only thing I could put it down to was the fact that it must be something to do with the way I'm sitting, or the fact that my bone is now more exposed than it used to be. As I'm losing weight, it's been irritating. And I thought it was just me, but I noticed Leanne said she's had the same thing. She sits a lot because she works in a nail salon, and I do tend to sit. When I do sit for quite a long time. I tend to sit at the computer till 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm busy all day till after tea, but from 6 or 7 o'clock till bedtime I sit again. And I think that's where the problem came from. So I just thought that if Leanne's having that problem and I'm having this problem, maybe it's a common thing when you lose weight that you have a problem with this coccyx. So I thought I'd just mention it in case anybody else is having the same problem, and a little light bulb might go on and you think, oh, I was wondering why I was having problems. So I bought 2-3 weeks ago now this cushion, and this is what I think people used to sit on donuts, didn't they, years ago. So these are obviously a more modern equivalent, and it has really helped me. It's a large cushion. The first one I bought was much smaller. So if you're going to buy one, I would be careful of the size, because the one I bought was too small, and to get my coccyx over the hole in the back I had to push it right to the back of the chair, which meant there was a 2 or 3 inch distance between the end of the cushion and the front of the chair, and as I was sitting on it I found it was digging into the back of my knees and it was very uncomfortable. Plus my bum isn't that skinny yet, so I've still got a good bit of secretary spread going on, so I found that my bum cheeks came to either side of it and went over the edge, which again was uncomfortable. Whereas this one, as you can see, it was a replacement I got, so make sure if you're going to get one, you get a large one. For anybody that can't see, it's quite a big square cushion. It's got a slightly raised bit in between, which would go between your knees, and it actually slopes up at each side, which is kind of contains your bum nice and snug. And I think this one would fit somebody that was quite a bit bigger than me. I find it really comfortable. The hole is at the back. Rather than being like the old donuts, most of it is a solid memory foam cushion, and the hole at the back is about the size that you can just put your fist through, so about the size of a large orange, and then it's got a gap that goes right to the back of the cushion, so that it's one hole. It's actually split at the back. So you have to shuffle yourself quite far back to get your coccyx over the little orange-sized hole. And I've been sitting on this now for about 3 weeks. And the first 2 weeks I didn't really notice any difference, and I didn't think it was doing any good. But then I think I'd left it quite a long time before actually doing anything about it. So I found in this last week everything's getting considerably better, and it's much less painful. It just felt so bruised, and it has really helped me. So I didn't want to come on and talk about my bum yet again. There it is. So if anybody else is having that trouble, I got that from Amazon and it was £23, but there were lots of different ones there you could get for all different shapes and sizes. And it's also got, I didn't show you, it's also got on the back, it's all this grippy, like the stuff you have on the bottom when you buy slippers that have got like big rabbits on or whatever, and they've got that like crinkly, spotty feeling stuff underneath that's non-slip, and that stops it from slipping off the chair. So it was definitely has helped me, and I would recommend it if you're having trouble with your coccyx as you're losing weight. Don't just leave it. I would suggest doing something early on, because I think I left mine too long. So that's that. I've had a fantastic week. I've really enjoyed this week on Slimming World. I don't know if it's just my frame of mind or whether it's a physical thing, but I actually feel this week that I'm becoming a slim person. I've had significant changes in my body shape. I feel that my tummy's going tighter, my legs are going tighter. I have been doing more exercise, so perhaps I'm just more toned. But I really have been so happy with the way I've felt this week. I feel that this is why I joined Slimming World, to feel like I do now. I feel just so confident and happy in the way that I can dress. Nothing feels tight anymore or uncomfortable, and it's just a marvellous feeling. I went to group on Tuesday and I lost £1. I was made up with that, absolutely made up. So I've lost now 2 stone 9 pounds since joining Slimming World in March, and I've now lost over 4.5 stone altogether in my weight loss journey from a couple of years ago. So as you can imagine, that has made a huge difference. I started with Slimming World this time at 11 stone 9.5, and now I'm down to just 9 stone and half a pound. 1 more pound and I'll be in the 8 stones, and then I might even dance for you. I can't imagine me being in the 8 stones. And I've also, something I never thought I would say, I have started doing some running. I know I said last week I'd had my first try, but this week I have actually done 2 days where I have been running on the treadmill. And my treadmill goes up to, I think it goes up to 15 kilometres an hour. I'm not sure what that is in miles, I don't know, but that's what I've been running at. And one day I did 15 minutes, not all in one go, probably a minute on and a minute off, a minute on and a minute off. And I couldn't run for the next 2 days because my legs were so sore. But you should have seen me go. I was herring along at 15 kilometres an hour. I can't believe these things are happening to me. I never ever in my wildest dreams ever thought I would say that I am starting to run. So next week on Monday I start with the Revision app, which is an app mostly for blind people, but anybody can use it, but it just means it hasn't got any pictures. All the activities are done in audio, and they're starting a Couch to 5k challenge on Monday for 11 weeks, and I am going to try. I don't know how I'll get on. Now Byron is going to join me as well. If you don't watch Byron's channel, go and have a look, because he is having phenomenal results in a short space of time, and like me, he's beginning to want to do more exercise, and he has a treadmill, but I think he'll be doing a little bit outside and some on the treadmill, whereas I'll be doing mine all on the treadmill. But we're both going to start in September. We might not complete it, we might take a long time. I can't see me doing it in 11 weeks, and I don't know if Byron's given himself a time limit, but we're both going to give it a go. And it's, even if we don't get to 5k, we'll have made a little start, and I know Byron's excited about it, and I am too. And if anybody else would like to join us, please do, it would be fantastic. As I say, I'm doing it with this Revision app, which is free for the first 14 days in September. I believe there's a podcast where you can do the Couch to 5k. I think there's another app for sighted people to use, and it is such a popular program that I think whatever format you wanted to do it, you would be able to find it. So if anybody else wants to give it a go and is brave enough, or maybe you could just do the Couch to 1k, which it might be what I do, but I'm so excited and I'm so happy. Our group was lovely on Tuesday. It was very emotional because our consultant Caroline was leaving. It was her last day, and we were so sad that she was going, and she didn't want to go, so she was very sad and everyone was very upset. And we had to say goodbye to her, but the new lady was there, which I suppose is a little bit awkward for her, knowing that she's coming in when we all wanted the other lady to stay. Although we did say to her, it's nothing to do with you, we just want our consultant to stay. But having said that, the new format of the group that we've been using is working quite well now. The first week we had the new format was a disaster, but since then it has grown to include the group again, and so we are getting to talk and share, and it is much better format. It's kind of a hybrid now, where the people that have lost get to talk, and the ones that don't get to talk are the people that haven't lost, but they still get included at the end when she does ask people specifically who haven't lost. Anybody wants to talk about why they might not have lost if they don't know why. So I'm quite happy with the group format now, and this new consultant, I wasn't really looking forward to it because they told us that she was young, in her 20s, this was her first group, and I was imagining, you know, just sort of a young girl that didn't know what she was talking about coming in, but no, that's not what this lady is at all. She's a long-term Slimming World member. She's lost nearly 16 stones with Slimming World, and she's really nice and down to earth. She was on the weighing scales this week, and she came and sat in the group with us, with the rest of us, whilst Caroline did her talk, and she joined in and she had several tips, and I think she's going to be very good. I liked her, and she did help me when I got weighed in at the scales. I think she must have watched Caroline bring me over to the scales, and after the weigh-in she said, I'll take you back to your seat, which was right across the other side of the room, and she just poked her elbow at me and I linked on and she took me across, no bother, no fuss, you know, and she was quite confident. So that gives me confidence in going down there. So I think she's going to be great, and I'm really excited. Given the choice, I would keep my old consultant because I really, really loved her, everybody loved her. But if we have to change and we've got this new one coming in, I am really excited to see what she's going to bring to our group because I think she's going to be good, I really do. So that's exciting as well. I'm also going away this weekend. So next week I don't know whether I'll lose, I may maintain or have a gain. I'm going away to meet some friends, and this is another reason why I'm so happy this week, because at the beginning of the year I knew I had 5 main events coming up in 2025, because you look at your year and you know you've got this birthday and that event and different things, and I knew I had 5 things coming up. The first thing was in March, before I joined Slimming World, and that went the way it always goes. I got in a panic about it. I started binging the week before I went. I binged the whole time I was there. I took massive amounts of food with me in my bag to eat whilst I was there, and I didn't stop eating until about a fortnight after I came back, and I put on 12 pounds. That is the way it always goes. The second one was in June. I went away for the weekend, and I did get in a panic before I went. I planned and planned. I took all the Slimming World food. I had every meal planned out that I was going to eat whilst I was away, and when I got there, all that went out of the window, and the plans were useless. Even though I panicked and planned, it was no good, and I came back with a 1.5 pound loss. I never binged. I kind of semi-stuck to plan as much as I could, eating all the food that was provided, and it was lovely. I had a lovely time. Then this weekend coming up, I'm not panicked at all. I don't feel anything about it food-wise. I feel I'm going to meet a lot of people I've never met before, so I'm a bit nervous about that. But the food element isn't something that's concerning me. For the first time, I think, in my adult life, I'm going away without panicking about the food. I mean, basically, I am going to try and stick to plan, but if I don't, well, I don't care, you know. If it just so happens that everybody's having something and I need to join in, or want to join in, I will do. If I don't, then I'll stick to plan, and that'll be it. It'll just be whilst I'm there, I'm going to come home, and it won't be like going off plan. even if I'm eating food that is not on the Slimming World plan, I'm not going to feel like I have lost it or that I've gone away. I'm not going to be binging. I just feel so confident and normal about it, and all I'm worrying about is, what am I going to wear? They're all blind, so nobody's going to notice what I'm wearing, but I still want to feel that I'm wearing something nice. So I'm thinking about, what am I going to wear? What are we going to do? Who am I going to meet? What are we going to say? And all these things I'm so excited about. And the food, which normally would be the main focus, I'd be thinking, what we're going to get to eat. Am I going to be able to get enough to eat? Where will we eat? I'm off plan. I want to make sure I get chips in and cake and burgers, and I'll take chocolate with me because I don't have these things normally, so I want to make sure I get them all in whilst I'm off plan. But no, because I have these things every day now. I have chocolate every day. I have a Jack Daniels every day. I've had 3 cornettos this week. I love cornettos. I have hot chocolates every day. I have bread products every day. So Slimming World has taught me that I don't have to cram all these things into a time when I'm off plan, because I'm having them every day and I'm loving having them every day. I decided when I started Slimming World this time, I decided that never again would I say that I couldn't have anything. And I decided, and I'm sorry that I know this isn't popular, but I decided that I was no longer going to think in terms of trigger foods, because I don't want these things to anymore have a power over me. I want to eat them and not be afraid of them and learn how to control them. Because in the past I've always tried not to eat these things, and every time I go off plan I stuff myself with them. So this time I'm moving away from trigger foods and the whole concept of trigger foods for me, because I don't want to feel that I can't have things like that and control them. And it's taken a while, but it is working, definitely working for me. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. I don't know what we're going to be doing because nothing's been decided yet. We're all meeting up at a hotel in Liverpool. Many of us have never met before, so we're quite excited. We all know each other online, and we have been friends for 10 years or more online. I'll try and take some pictures and maybe some bits of video to show you, although none of them know that I have a channel, so I probably won't be asking them to be on it, but I might try and film a little bit of us in Liverpool. And I think that's all I've got to say for this week, only that I hope everybody else has had a good week, and I hope whatever plan you're doing, you're progressing like I've done, and if you're not there, keep going, and if you are there, you'll know that it really is worth the journey. It's worth the effort, and it is worth changing the way you eat and your mindset and putting the work in to get there. I've not always found it easy, especially at the beginning. I've changed. The way I eat has changed a lot from the beginning in March to the way I eat now. I don't eat as bigger meals as I did at the beginning. I think at the beginning I needed to eat big meals, and I had a lot of I did have a lot of anxiety around not getting enough food. So a plate of food for me, it would have to be really piled high, and often I would have eaten more than that amount in the kitchen before even sitting down to the tea, and I seemed to always be panicked that I wasn't going to be full. And these days I don't think I want to be full like that anymore. I haven't been full like that since March, and the idea of being that full now I don't find attractive. I don't think I would like it. I like getting up from the table and being active and being able to do exercises an hour or so after having a meal. Normally beforehand I'd be so full that I wouldn't be able to do anything for the rest of the day. I just have to sit and try and digest everything. I'd be so uncomfortable. Sometimes I'd eaten so much that even just standing up straight was painful, because I was so full I couldn't even stand up straight. I'd have to hunch over a bit because my stomach was that full. I felt like it might even tear if I was to stand up straight. And I would hate to feel like that now. My breakfasts have shrunk quite a bit. At the beginning I used to have a big bowl of porridge, maybe half a punnet to a punnet of raspberries, an apple and nuts and seeds, and it was a big breakfast, and I did feel full after it, and it would keep me full. Really by dinner time I still wasn't particularly hungry, whereas now I do have a smaller breakfast. I tend to have an apple or the raspberries, and I have half a bee choice of cereal and half a bee choice of nuts. I vary that. And at dinner time I used to have a massive meal at dinner time, and normally by the time it got to tea time again I wasn't full. I was eating too much each meal, but I needed it at the beginning. I needed to feel that full to have confidence, and I would have a huge Warburton's, the big Warburton's pita bread, and I'd stuff it full of corn, and then I'd have salad on the side. It was a huge meal, and I couldn't eat that now. I couldn't face it now. I tend to now have, you know, the thins, the little crimpet things, but I put the pita bread in there, the Warburton's pita, and just cut it off at the edges so it's the size of a thin, and I don't even stuff that full now. I just put maybe a couple of slices of the corn ham in there and some mustard, or maybe just a baby bell, and have some salad with it. It's not a massive meal anymore, but I find it keeps me just ticking over till tea time, so that I am, by the time it gets to 5 or 6 o'clock, I'm just getting hungry for tea. So, and I haven't done this deliberately. I've not deliberately cut down the sizes of the meal. In fact, at one time I did try and eat a bit more, but it didn't really work out very well, so I've gone back to this. I'm just happy with it. I do have quite a big tea. I enjoy having a big tea. When I was eating too much in the day, tea times was coming and I didn't want anything. But now I do feel that by the time it is tea time I'm ready, and we may have pasta and tomato sauce and meatballs, and often I'll save the bit of the pita that I cut off at dinner time to make a crimpet. I'll save that spare bit to have on the side. Oh, we have rice noodles and a stir fry and tofu, it's one of our favourites. Or sometimes when I'm not food optimising, which is 1 or 2 meals a week, I might have a big baked potato and beans and a burger. Or what other meals do we have? Curry, and I like to mix rice and cauliflower rice, so I might have a big corn curry. You know, they're good meals, and I really enjoy having a nice filling meal at tea time. But again, it's nothing like the size I used to have, because I just don't feel that anxiety anymore. And I've gone very much with the idea of having a smaller plate, and then if I want more, going back and getting another one, because it's always there, we've always got leftovers. So I have a smaller plate, and if I want more, I go back and get another plate. And I have to be honest, I don't actually think I've ever done it. If I was to see the size of that meal, it would probably give me a kind of anxiety, thinking, well, that's it doesn't look very big, it's not as big as I used to have. But knowing that I can go back and get a second bowl, I don't feel the same anxiety. But then after eating it, I never seem to want another bowl, and it has taught me how to eat to when I'm satisfied rather than to when I'm stuffed. And I'm not sure I'll ever go back now, because it's going to be getting on for 6 months. I've been eating this way soon. This has never happened to me before in my entire adult life, and I can feel my attitude to food changing completely. And it is down to Slimming World that has done this, because I used to think that I used to hate the free foods being unlimited. And I don't think you can eat, as people have talked about this week, I don't think you can eat free food in an unlimited manner without putting weight on. But I like the fact that I've been forced into deciding for myself what is enough free food. It's helped me make my own mind up rather than being regimented into you can only have that baked potato or that rice. I've managed to feel that I'm eating the amount that I want rather than the amount that I've been told to eat. So I've found Slimming World fantastic in that in that way it's helped me to, rather than just be told. I think with calorie counting, I thought I wanted calorie counting because I thought I wanted that scientific thing. Here's your calories, if you add it all up, the maths tells you that you'll lose weight. And I thought that's what I wanted. I wanted that definite thing of this is how much you eat for this many points and then you'll lose. But I've actually found that I don't want that. I like to be more relaxed and judge by my hunger and the way that I feel more as to how much I want to eat. And Slimming World has given me that. So I've had, as you can tell this week, I've had such a lovely week and I'm feeling so good and so hopeful for my future and for the way that I feel that I just wanted to share it. And I hope everybody else has had a good week. I hope you've enjoyed it. You're enjoying the summer because it is starting to get to be autumn feeling now. Just outside it's a little bit windy and the nights are starting to draw in. I love the winter. I love the summer, I love the winter, and I love spring and autumn. They've all got lovely things about them. They've all got things I don't like as well. But I am looking forward to getting all cozied up. My favourite activity is reading. I read massive amounts of books, and getting curled up in the winter with a book is something that I look forward to very much. It's really cosy. When you, I've got an electric blanket, a big, electric throw, and I cuddle myself up in my throw, get my book out, and listen to the rain and the wind outside. Got my hot chocolate there, and I'm a happy bunny. So I do like that aspect of the winter. Not so good for going out, obviously. So let me know in the comments below how you've got on this week. I do love to hear, and we had a lovely time at the Losers Club last night. If you're on a weight loss journey of any sort, it's not just for Slimming World people, but anybody on a weight loss journey, come into the Losers Club, share your losses or your gains and your week, and generally join in the fun because we have a great laugh, and Lisa and Rufus are brilliant. They run a fantastic club and I love going. I look forward to it all week. So take care. I shall see you next week and hope that you see, well, you might see the same as me as you did this week, depending on what sort of weekend I have. But you might see less of me, and I look forward to chatting to you either way. So take care, have a lovely week. Bye!